New Digimon set Cyber Eden is right around the corner. We've got a booster box here to open, and let's get right into it. So first things first, as always, with the pre-release, we have the Cyber Eden release event pack. You get an uncommon and a rare pre-release stamped, and from this pack, I'm looking for Central line support as well as Galaxy line support. Those are the main decks I'm interested in building out of here. So we'll see what we can get. I'm not a big fan of rare pre-release stamped. I think I've said this before, just because I mainly care about foiling things that are previously unfoiled. But let's see what we get. The top card is going to be the uncommon, which actually I care about more, and then the back card will be the rare. We got Gabumon here. Gabumon is also going to be pretty good and pretty desirable, especially because of the new Omnimon support. Previously with the Omnimon Ace deck, now it's just there's a normal Omnimon, so you don't actually always have to go into an Ace. And what else do we got? We got Lunamon. Super pretty. I do love the card, but again, I don't super care about the rare uh, being pre-release stamped because I already have it foiled as a regular rare. Now, as we're getting into this box, I want to talk a bit about the actual pre-release experience. I, generally speaking, love draft. That's mostly because I like being competitive, but I don't super always love the meta. The meta right now is pretty good, I'd say, but there's still a lot of high rolling and OTK shenanigans. That's a bit too crazy and hard to stop. But I still love the game, and obviously, draft is not going to have that experience. So, in the draft set for this, it's actually my favorite pre release in a while. We had the pre release like event for the DM set or the EX9, and I didn't love that too much because everything was DM and there was a whole lot of effects. We didn't really do too much with those effects, and whoever got SPs just completely washed the other players. But with this set, you have a lot of meaningful level sixes that are rare, uncommon, some even common that actually have quite a big impact in pre-release, and that means you can answer your opponent's board. Your opponents can answer your board back, so it's never just a wash either way. And then there's also good aggro. There's security plus. There's decent powered tamers. There's removal at level 5 even. So quite a lot of good stuff in this set, which made pre-release really fun. So the box, we have the promotional pack, the box stopper. We can get either of the three, you can actually see them here, starters from the CyberSlueth game, the Terriermon, the Palmon, and the Hagurumon. They can come as box hoppers, full art, and foiled. Alternatively, you can get the new Liberator support, both Sangomon and Shumon full art, and you can get a familiar token. So this is the second time they've ever made it an official token for a specific thing. And you do get 2 cards in here, which is an added bonus. The other times they've done this was with Diaboromon, both for the playmat, and they also did it actually for it was Digimon Card Fest all the way back. So let's see what we got. Oh, we got the familiar token. I do like that. I like maxing out Central, so we have a nice token, and we hope for the Shumon behind this. Let's go. Goated box hopper for what I'm looking for. And let's get right into cracking packs. So the main thing that I'm looking for, if it wasn't obvious, is we're looking for central line. Um, this entire central line is just rares and below. However, there's a chance we get Nyaboot level 7 alt, as well as the alts for the Galaxy, the new Galaxy support. So that is the Dianamon and the Sayo, the Tamer. First uncommon, then we have Jimmy Ken, love that guy. Metal Tyrannomon, Metal Garurumon, and ooh, we got regular art Nabutmon. That's pretty good. First hit of the box. Probably signs of good things to come. So obviously I'd rather see a Sayo alt just because that's a secret rare and it's gonna be more expensive to try to buy second market. But I do I would still appreciate a Nabut alt. Effectmon, we got Boltmon. So this is actually one of the level 6s I was talking about in the that are really good in the pre-release. It has Rush, which basically never come up. It can activate the main effect of evolution cards with Flame trait. So if you happen to have a Skull Meramon, you can pop something and then attack. If you have a Meramon, you can get Rain of Piercing and then attack. If you have a blue Meramon, you could play another Digimon from the trash, which helps you go wide. But regardless, when attacking, he has delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. That text alone makes him really worth it to run. Kuremi Detective Agency. This is just a memory boost for CS straight. Pretty good for pre-release and pretty good for non-pre-release. We have a new Marine Bullmon. These ones have the RB Ghost Game level 5 effects, where from your hand onto the right level 3, you can evolve this directly onto it by placing the right level 4. We got Eater Adam, and the new non-Digimon, so to speak, archetype, and ooh, we have a Dianamon. This must be a sign of good things to come if we hit both the Nyabutmon and the Dianamon SRs. And if you guys are curious about like the actual effect of these, I'm gonna be going over it at the end, all the SRs we've hit, and I'll even be going over any of the SRs and secrets we didn't hit, their effects, what I think about it, the different traits, and all that fun stuff. For now, we got Datamon. We got the Eater species form. This is a really good card, and I think underrated in pre-release, just because it's a 3-cost, draw 1 blocker. Like that's good to just play in pre-release. And there's an egg in here that's also kind of pretty good for playing with that, because the Diaboromon egg just lets you draw a card. We got the new Rena, and then and Mirai as well. It's kind of funny seeing these two. They're menace to the marketplace with them being the first secret rare tamer with the Rena, and then the second secret rare was a Mirai. Still, like, honestly, way too expensive. For those of you who didn't see, they are also doing for a premium Bandai product that'll have alts for them, which means it'll be so much more accessible to get those cards and actually play those decks, especially considering they're not that great. The All Force might do stuff now that we have more All Force support, but yeah, we'll have to see that. Oops, I skipped a bunch of cards, but we're still here at the Central Mon, and there's one more card behind it. Nokia Shiramine. Pretty good. We have SR Tamers. There are plenty of SR Tamers in this set, and both secret rares are also Tamers. So this is a Tamers heavy set, if it wasn't obvious from the pack art. One of the only pack arts that is basically only Tamers. I think this is the first time they've done that. Now this is the Blue Mirror that I was talking about. It gives you Alliance, and then it can also play a 5-cost or lower Flame or CS from trash. Not terrible in pre-release, pretty decent. Alliance is a good keyword always, because you can be big and swing over stuff. But if we're talking about pre-release, Vatamon is a menace in pre-release, because he has Fragment 3, which means if your opponent tries to delete him, then you could just trash 3 sources, and it's a level 5, so as long as you evo it up in the back, you will have 3 sources, so you have 1 protection, and then also when evolving and when attacking, once per turn you digivolve 1. Rhinomon Ace, also not bad. Vegemon. Actually, these are all been DM. These last 3 cards have been DM. This set has DM support as well as also Appmon support, if you've seen. Mirai and Erisa. This is the Liberator. Yeah, so this set has not just Cyber Eden, because they know they want to be doing the Hacker's Memory set after this. So they didn't go too hard on the CyberSlueth, because we will get more. We have a Wanyamon. I love Pete. Pete is the greatest. If you know, you know. I recommend actually playing the game if you like JRPGs, monster collector type JRPGs. It is fun. We have Entermon, a new level 5 with app fuse for the media app stuff, and Gaiomon. Gaiomon, quite a menace in pre-release as well. He's got raid and reboot. And then when evolving, this is the funniest text in my opinion. You may unsuspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and then this Digimon may attack. Why would you suspend him? Obviously, so then you can attack, raid, have your attack be redirected, and it says when attack is redirected, this Digimon gains piercing and plus 5k for the turn. Kinda crazy. Kinda crazy. Means that you're swinging at 18k, you're definitely swinging over whatever your opponent had put in play, even if it's a level 7. And then as a bonus, if you have the Vatamon, I forgot to mention it, but the Vatamon Inherit lets you redirect. So that means you can just redirect the attack that's on the next turn and be an 18k blocker effectively. We have Mirai Mikagura, which is interesting. There's a third one already, and Oranosmon. I think I said that right. Oranosmon is the new level 6 for the Appmon. Honestly, the SR that I cared about the least, and I was hoping I just wouldn't hit it. But whatever, I'm gonna get my playsets anyway, so might as well get what I can. I'm always happy with what I hit. I never open boxes expecting to hit the nuts. It'll just be nice to hit the nuts. Uh, but I get it mostly for getting a playsets of my commons and uncommons and a decent number of rares as well. Usually I get my playsets of rares, but sometimes I'm missing a couple, and then I get the rest in singles. So we got Arisa here, and ooh, All Force Vidramon Ace. So this is the new support that I was mentioning for All Force. They gave him an Ace. I don't know how much I care about All Force having an Ace. The reason is like I'm pretty sure the main strategy is still gonna be an OTK strategy. So having an Ace for an OTK strategy is always a weird decision, in my opinion. Akuamon is actually the other level 5 that's really good removal. It says, on play when evolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if this Digimon stack has 2 or more same level cards, that includes the level 5. So if you have a level 5 under, and then you evolve into this, that also counts because it's talking about the whole stack, not just the Digivolution cards. Return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon with the lowest DP to the hand. The reason why that's good is because there's a whole lot of things. Obviously, all the CS rookies as well as Lunamon can tuck a level 4 or whatever the top card under if it's the right trait. Like, for example, this Hakurumon says main by placing the CS trait Digimon's top card as its bottom evolution, draw 1. But also, as a funny addition, there's Gammamon level 4s which tuck level 4 Gammamon cards under, and there's only other Gammamon level 4s to tuck under, and so you end up just evoing a Gammamon level 4, tucking a Gammamon level 4 under, and now you have 2 level 4s in your stack. We have the Riashibe and another Entermon. I think Entermon's name is because of entertain. We do have 2 tamers here that are intended to, actually more than 2. We have like 4. 4 tamers here that have evolutions. But I think they learned from the Mind Link stuff. They don't give them inherits, even though they intend to have evolutions. Like Kishibe here has that effect end of your turn by deleting one of your other Digimon or tamers with Nightmon in its text or the CS trait. This tamer may evolve into a Lord Nightmon in the hand with the evolution cost reduced by 3, but it doesn't have an inherit. I think that's just to not have any crossover with the hybrid stuff which they learned the hard way with the Mind Link. What do we got behind her? Lord Knight, actually very fitting. So yeah, even Lord Knight herself says while you have 3 or fewer security cards, you can evo on Riashibe for a cost of 5, and it can evo on a level 5 CS trait for a cost of 3. Also a decent card for pre-release, but be careful with this card because it says all turns when the Digimons attack players. So any Digimon, yours or the opponent, attacks a player, yours, life, or your opponent's. You reveal the top 3 cards, you play one level 4 or lower black or red card among them without paying the cost, then you just trash the rest. That's the part to be careful about because you could kind of easily deck yourself out since you're playing a 40 card deck instead of a 50 card deck if you're not too careful. Yeah, so as I was saying, pre-release went pretty good. I did end up winning, so that was pretty cool. I did pull one SR, which was an Omnimon, and I never evoed it once. The only time I did it was just like overkill flex. We have Musimon and Sendromon. Yeah, it was just an overkill flex that I just wanted to do. But that's why I like this set so much more for pre-release is because the SRs, because most of them are tamers, they don't do as much. I mean, in terms of like power level, they don't do as much compared to SRs in the EX9 sealed event. Those did way too much, and if you got an SR, chances are you just win if your opponent didn't. We have a new Kentaurus mod. Obviously, it was good for pre-release as well. You get to recover and you get to attack twice. But also we have an Eater Atom. So this is what I was talking about before. It evolves on Errata Sonata for a cost of 4. There's actually, that's what I mean by it. And I say there's a decent number uh, of Digimon that evo on Tamers. I have Repamon, Eater Species. I wonder if you would play the Eater Atom in a Diaboromon deck. I'll go over that at the end after I've gathered my thoughts. We have a Gaiomon and an Ami-Aiba, an upgrade from the Takumi Aiba, if people remember from BT5. But this one's actually focused on one thing, uh, supporting one archetype, and that archetype is the CyberSlueth archetype, as opposed to the Takumi Aiba, which just supports Digimon evolution. You just draw an extra card. Honestly, kind of a goated card back in the day because we didn't have trainings and memory boosts everywhere. Eater Eve also evos on Yuko Kamishiro. We haven't pulled her yet, but another one where there's a Digimon that evolves on a tamer. We got Arisa and Kentaurus. Double yellow, but yeah, nothing crazy there. If you do get like 1 or 2 Kentaurus mons, definitely consider playing the yellow level 4, the Repamon, or the level 5, the Kirinmon, because there's a decent chance that you will be able to be in a position where you go into the Kentaurus and then you trash the top security, and then they both have the effect. When effects trash this card from security stack, you may play it without paying the cost. So it can be pretty strong, in my opinion, for both of those. We got a Metal Garurumon and a Ryugumon. I don't think we got a War Greymon yet. But that was a second Metal Garurumon. Interesting how many duplicates there are. I do still think that in a box, you're still gonna get one of each rare, regardless, at least. I can review that at the end as well for any of you interested in buying boxes. Speaking of War Greymon, here we got a War Greymon and a Fake Mon. But it's a real Mon. But it is kind of a fake Mon because it's an Appmon. And Appmon aren't Digimon, according to their own lore. I'm an Appmon hater, what can I say? We also have gotten 6 SRs so far, so that means we still should get 1 more SR, and then we'll have our 2 hits, either 2 Altarts or an Altart and a Secret Rare. We haven't seen any of our hits yet, and I think there's only, 5 packs left? Maybe 6 including mine? Kentaurusmon and Arata Sonata. So that's the last SR here. New support for both Eaters. It's actually good support for a Abatamon because I'm fairly certain the level 5 all the way up to the level 7 are unidentified, so he can redirect into them. But he can also redirect into CS. So if you're playing a CS deck, which includes an Eater deck, or you're playing a Abatamon or Diaboromon, he's a pretty good addition. So speaking of Eaters, here we have the Mother Eater. That's what the deck revolves around. And then we have a Yao and a Lunamon. I think this is the first Lunamon I got. Mother is definitely going to be interesting. I'll go over, like I mentioned, all the different main archetypes at the end. So yeah, definitely there's 4 packs left. We haven't seen any of our alts. So I guess it's good for it's good for video retention that it so happened to be at the very bottom here. We'll see what we get. Again, looking for that Dianamon, the Sayomon, whoa, the Sayo, or the Nyabutsmon. Such a funny name. Anyway, we have a Vmon here and Platinum Numemon. For those of you who played CyberSlueth, obviously you know why Platinum Numemon and Gold Numemon are so important for your CyberSlueth stack. There is also technically chances to get an SP here, but a little bit of a spoiler. We already had like 2 SPs out of our locals, so unlikely. I'm pretty sure it's expected is like what is expected is like 1 SP per case, and I doubt my locals opened more than. Whoa, I went too fast. Look at that Omnimon. Oh, what an amazing moment from the game. I love it so much. You have that Nokia standing there and the Omnimon mimicking her. Honestly, I love it more for the Omnimon than for the Nokia. For any of you who say Nokia is your waifu, she is underage. Also, I apparently don't know how to count because now we have 4 left. I thought we had 4 left previously. So we have one more hit here. Are we going to get a secret rare or are we going to get another alt art? I think I'm going to be able to fairly easily trade the Omnimon because I'm pretty sure there's one or two players in my local scene who care about the Omnimon. So I'd like something else. But since I'm also looking for playsets, I would really like to see a secret rare. Okay, got a Shin Manzaimon. I don't think that's going to save the Manzaimon deck, unfortunately, and the Numemon deck. The hit to the Numa X it was pretty detrimental, but I think it was necessary for how strong that deck was. For those of you who didn't play back in what was this, BT14? What a menace that deck was. Now we have Gaiamon and Lord Nightmon. Yeah, the deck was a menace because it went too hard, went too fast, had too much DP minus and swarm, and it has survivability. Deck was a lot, but it's okay. It's gone now. I actually wonder right now if it's going to be fine for it to come back. Power level has gone so high that maybe it is fine. Anyway, I have Diaboromon here and Musimon. So we know our last hit is in this pack. Last pack luck, as people say. Let me get this box out of the way. So we'll go through this slow, actually. We'll enjoy every single card. Why not? We're going to be at the end here. I'm going to start my discussion after the box. So might as well go through this one by one. We have a Monze, Shellmon. It has decode level 3. They added decode to all the levels for the Yao deck in this. It also has jamming inherent, which is pretty good. We have Moonmon, another Nightclaw level 2. Now we have multiple colors, including purple, which makes it so that I don't think we're going to be playing this, because also Sunmon is always going to be better to Evo for free. Not for free, for 1 less, which sometimes can let you Evo to level 5 for free. Vidramon, which is you get to play a Tamer and you have Protection Inherent, huge. Rise Greymon lets you play a Tamer and gives you Sec +1, which is huge. Kurisarimon lets you play a Tamer and gives you Protection, which is huge. Music of the Heart, pretty good for the Appmon deck. Gets you draw and lets you link without paying the cost. We got Gabumon, Searcher, and then End of Turn DNA. For the Omnimon deck, Yugo reveal the Searcher for the CS trait and lets you reduce play cost. Eater Eve is one of the aggression / removal cards for the Eater deck with raid and also makes something unable to suspend, and then lets you always essentially have that Yuko on the field. We have Entermon, it has Alliance, and then it also lets you spam your board. And then, what are we going to get? Secret or alt? We got the Sayo secret. Love that because that means that's one less Sayo I'm going to need to buy. That's it for the BT22 opening. Let me know what you're excited to build for this set and let me know how your pre-release goes. Hopefully your pre-releases went well. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. And stay tuned next week when I'm going to be going over the different archetypes in this set and what my thoughts are on them. Till then.